Hello guys, welcome back to the my HTML tutorial. This is session 13. In the previous session, we learned about HTML input type of password and the email. In this tutorial, we are going to learn about HTML input type radio and the checkbox. Both are the very useful input type which is used for the different purpose based on the requirement. Radio button control. If you use one name for the all the radio buttons, only one radio button can be selected at a time. Using radio button for multiple options, you can only choose a single option at a time. The radio button is used to select one option from multiple options. As I said, we having three options: male, female, and other options. But a person can belongs to only one gender, male, female, or the if not belongs to the male, female, then he will goes to the other option. In that scenario, we will use radio button. It is used for selection, for gender, quiz question, and etc. We have various use of this radio button based on the requirement. We will use. Let's see the example. This is the form tag. This is the basic tag which will be available. So first, I am creating a label for the gender. Inside that, I'm using input tag and type of radio. I'm giving the ID gender, and the name is equal to gender. But the value and what I'm changing, I'm just changing the value for this radio button. Both both radio button has the same attribute, but I'm just changing value for the both. For the first, the value is the male, and for the second radio button, value is the female. We'll see all these things in the text editor so that we can have a clear picture of it. Checkbox. We have another control, checkbox. Whenever we can have a multiple selection, box control. The checkbox control is used to check multiple options from the given checkbox. If we will give a 5 options, then he or she can choose more than one. In that scenario, we will use checkbox control. Like when you want to choose more than one item from the given option. This is the basic syntax of writing the checkbox control. Similarly, I used input tag and I just changed that its type radio to checkbox. I give an ID and name and the value. In this scenario, we will specify the different ID, name, and the value for the each checkbox control, so that because for every selection we should get the unique item, but in case of the radio button we will choose only one out of them. We having some key difference between the radio button and the checkbox button. Some of the learner students get confused of in which scenario we will use checkbox or the which scenario we will use radio button. When I was learning the HTML, I was also confused which scenario, which controls we should use. Then I go through the deep dive and learn about this and understand how to use we have to use. These are the similar to radio button, except it can choose multiple options at a time. Checkbox in the checkbox we can choose multiple options at a time, and radio button can select only one button at a time and its display. It means if we want to select, if we have only one correct answer, in that case we will use radio button. If we have more than one correct answer in that scenario, we will use checkbox. Guys, this is something about radio button and checkbox. Let's move to the code editor so that we will write some code and see all these things in the action. Yeah, I created one HTML document for you. I given name as user details. In this document, I added few controls that we already learned in the previous session. So let's run this code so that we can see the output on the screen, and we will keep editing. Yeah, this is the header, this is the footer, and this is the work area where I written some code for you. I used a field set and the legend attribute, legend tag to create this box. Okay, as you may see here, field set and the first line of code is legend. Inside I written some text, student personal details, and we have first name and the last name. Now I want to add the gender of the student. So label for is equal to gender. Okay. Now I'm going to add one input tag. Type is equal to radio and ID is equal to gender. Name is equal to gender. Value is equal to male. And after that I am specifying the value. We can use a label tag also to add some label, but I am just using this tag. I need to write this similar code for the female also, so I am copying and pasting the same code. I just need to change male to female. Male. Okay, let's have a look at the browser. As you may see here, I didn't added the BR tag, so submit button was showing in the same line. Let me add one more BR button so that we can see some space between top and the bottom. Okay, we have two options for the male and female. Let's add one more option. Okay, for other, radio button value is equal to other, and the caption for the other. Okay. Now we have three options, and we can choose only one out of them. Okay, because a person can belongs to the any one of them, because a person cannot be a male and female together, and if a person is not male, then it would be female. If not female, then we will go to the other options. Okay, this is about HTML radio button. Let's add checkbox. Label for is equal to hobby. And break the line. add input, type is equal to checkbox, name is equal to singing, id is equal to singing, and that's and singing. Just copy this code and paste thrice. For every time I will break the line so that I can see the output, all the choice into the new line. Okay, and using br tag just for formatting. It is not necessary to use the br tag for each the line. We can do something singing and the dancing. I'm going to use dance, 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 and hobby me and playing football, 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 and cricket also. This person can have an option cricket also. Okay, cricket. Let's have a look at the browser. Yeah, I can see. Let's remove this br tag so that we can see a two checkbox in the same line. I'm just formatting it. Okay, yeah, you may see here is the hobby label for the hobby, and we can choose multiple options in this given selection box. But in that case of the radio, we can choose only one out of them, because a person can have all this hobby, but a person cannot be male and female together. So if I will submit this form, okay, I made it this field required. So I'm going to write my first name and last name, and let's submit this. Okay, as you may see here in the URL, first name Sakil, last name Ansari, gender I opted female, singing on, dance on, football on, and cricket on. On means I selected everything. If I will change, not select anyone, then it will be the off. Sorry. This time I am opting male and singing and the cricket. I am submitting this form as you may see here. Username, first name Sakil, last name Ansari, gender male, singing on, and cricket on, because last time I opted singing and the cricket options. So guys, this is something about the HTML radio button and the checkbox. Based on the requirement, you can choose radio button or the checkbox. Guys, if you think this video is helpful for you, then please hit the like button and subscribe my channel if you not subscribed yet, and don't forget to share with your friend. Thank you for watching.